there is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless, eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. From the best-selling novel, Jaws. Rated PG. Maybe too intense for younger children.
Dearest Mother, I pray this letter finds you well. I'm writing to let you know that I am heading off on an adventure. For the next month, I shall be embarking on something called Jawgust. I know, it does sound rather silly. I'm not quite sure what to expect, nor am I even sure there is a reason behind this, except that I found the word Jawgust rather amusing. I hope to write to you each day during my journey with news from the deep blue sea, as seen on what I am learning is called a television. Until tomorrow, Mother, please take solace in knowing that your 44-year-old son is spending his adult years doing something truly meaningful, or at least pretending that he is. With love, your son, Michael, August 1st, 2020.
Jawgust. 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 Jawgust, 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 Jawgust. Jawgust, it is Jawgust, where I will be watching Jaws each day. Podcast, got a podcast, but I'm not quite sure what I will say. The choice of this time might give you pause, 'cause it has nothing to do with Jaws. Jawgust, it is Jawgust, where every day I will watch Jaws and talk about Jaws. It helps if you like Jaws.
All right, I'm ready. But listen, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right.
Hi, neighbor, have against it. Give this lager beer a chance. It has that.
Have against it. Now, if I'm going to drink this, there's only one way to drink this beer. That's right. You heard it. The can has been demolished. Welcome to Jawgust. Can you tell that I really have nothing planned? I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, except I'm going to talk about Jaws. That much I know. I'm going to fill it with as much sound effects as I can at the beginning so that you think you have some well-produced podcast. And then by the time you get through the listening of it, you realize that he just drank an entire can of Narragansett. And that happened. And he is just rambling and rambling because, ladies and gentlemen, it's already 10 o'clock at night on Jawgust 1st, 2020. That Gansett went right through me, or at least gassy. It's already 10 o'clock on Jawgust 1st, 2020, and I watched Jaws today. But what is this? Why am I doing this? I've talked about it a little bit on Twitter, but I haven't talked about the whole podcast itself and why I'm doing it. Well, to be honest with you, at the beginning, that little skit where I talked about the word Jawgust sounded funny to me. That's it. That's it. The word Jawgust popped in my head, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny? Because I do movie month. If you're new to this, check out previous episodes where every June I watch 30 movies and do 30 podcasts in 30 days. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I did it with one movie over and over and over and over? 31 days, one movie, 31 podcast, Jawgust. And that's where the word came from. That it resonated in my brain. I was texting some friends about it. They're laughing about it. Some of them might end up being on the show. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And then I talked about it on my podcast. And then I'm like, wait a second. I have a cruise in August. So I'm like, maybe I won't do it in case the world is fixed and all of a sudden I'm going on this cruise. Of course, that didn't happen. Nothing happened. There's no cruise. There's no nothing. There's me watching a movie every day, over and over, the same movie, every day in August. That's the idea of Jawgust. And I would think, okay, and I'm going to do a podcast about Jaws every day in the month of August, where I just talk about Jaws. Can I do that? Will it be at all remotely entertaining? And then I thought, well, maybe I could have my friends on. We could talk about it a little bit. Just something different and get their ideas or their thoughts or anything they want to say about it. Jaws, to me, is it's an institution. And by that I mean, look, this is the 45th anniversary, 1975. So Jaws came out the year before I was born. It's always been in my life. It's always been like I don't know a world without Jaws. As a kid, it was just I don't even remember seeing the movie all that much. I remember seeing like clips of it here and there, bits and parts of it. Then I remember seeing bits and parts of Jaws 2, and then all of a sudden there's 3D, and then all of a sudden there's a fourth one, and I saw that in the theater. Yes, I saw Jaws the Revenge in the theater. And it was just Jaws. Jaws was always, even as a little kid, I just knew Jaws because there was these shark movies. And it wasn't until later on, probably in high school, where I started realizing that it's not just a shark movie. You know, it is an actual film. It is an actual motion picture with actual acting and memorable characters and great direction. It is a film. And it was one of those things where then you own it. It's one of those, like one of the movies you had to own when VHSs weren't $90-something anymore. It was one of those movies where it came out on DVD. I bought this is 2005, so I'm going to do math. This is the 45th anniversary, so that would be the 30th anniversary. That was like, oh, I wanted to learn everything about it. I read the Benchley paperback. It was like getting older. You started appreciating it not because of a shark movie, but because of this character-driven movie that also had a shark in it. I'm rambling, but look, I got 31 goddamn days to fill, so I'm going to ramble if I want to. As a kid, Jaws was more like this thing that scared the hell out of me, and made me afraid to go in the ocean. Well, I mean, to this day, you think of these things, but, you know, like as a kid, we'd go to the beach every summer for a couple weeks with my grandparents, and I'd go swimming. But you look at Jaws, like these kids are swimming, and it looks like 30 feet of water. I mean, what are they doing here? 10, 20? I never went out above my head in the ocean, ever. I don't think. If I did, I came really close, but I know. I remember there was a raft, and my brother and his friends were out, and our friends were out there, and they're jumping, and my brother's 6'5", and he's jumping off this thing, and he's going underneath, and it kind of freaked me out. And it's probably because of this movie. I just assume that a giant shark will be there to kill you and eat you. And like even as a kid, it spooked me out in pools, in a pool where it is not an actual like possibility. But as a kid, you freak yourself out and you think, you know, somehow a shark got through the filter and I'm in a pool by myself. And I remember my parents and friends were at a friend's house and I'm jumping in the pool. But every time I jump in the pool, I'm freaking out. And like, it's stupid. But it's all because of this movie, this cultural phenomena. It wasn't just a movie. It kind of just took over the world of beaches, and I'm sure like even like going to becoming marine biologist, I just feeling that had an effect on everything, and this had an effect on all kinds of different things, and that's why I think it's such a giant movie to this day. It was just a pop culture like giant. It created the summer blockbuster. It created the terrible sequels. And Jaws, you know, as I say, like, I'm talking about Jaws, and would I call Jaws my favorite movie? I would not. But it is right up there. It's like top 2, 3 at most. But it's always been it's been a favorite movie amongst friends. So, like, it's probably my brother's one of his top movies. My best friend, I would say it's his favorite movie overall. So it was constantly on. We'd watch the VHS. We'd watch the DVD. If it was on TV, we'd watch it. Now, people are watching it and texting each other photos like they're watching it all the time. Little quotes, little this. There's a text chain. There's like 6 or 7 guys on there. Some of us dominated and talked way more than other ones. But there's a lot of Jaws talk on there sometimes just for the hell of it. You know, we're all in our 40s and 50s, and it's like that is the prime age of people who were kids when Jaws came out or when Jaws was massive. You know, I was a kid when Jaws 2 came out, but Jaws 3 is like probably when I was like the right age that I should have been watching the first one in the first place. And I don't think I realized until later how terrible those sequels are and how they don't matter. They just don't matter. Jaws 2 has the same feel to a degree. I mean, Jaws 2, if you look at it, it's like a horror movie, like Friday the 13th, because you got a bunch of teens out there getting taken out. But it's still in the Jaws world. Jaws 3, all of a sudden, you know, if Jaws came out in 1975, Jaws 3, like, all of a sudden, it must have been way in the future because the brothers are older. They work at friggin' SeaWorld. Don't even get me started. Jaws 4, they're different people, and the Jaws follows you. The shark follows you to Jamaica. I mean, terrible, terrible sequels to such a pristine, wonderful, perfect, and I say perfect movie. Like, I don't want to talk about everything about Jaws because I have 30 more days to go, but I'd like to try to look for something that I never. Oh, I was going to talk about this episode. I was going to talk about one thing I've never noticed in the movie before. See if I can find something, and then kind of give a little more talk about Jaws and me. So in just other things Jaws related in my life, I went to school for communications, focusing towards the end on web and computer design. But I started going to school for film. And I think it was in one of my film classes, one of my only film classes, because I think I changed pretty quickly. And we wanted to bring in a scene and editing to talk about, choices, blah, 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 artsy-fartsy stuff. I brought in Jaws. To talk about how, look, you can create fear without even having to show this monster. Like, they did all these things to show the shark is there without showing the shark. Anticipation. I don't think I knew at the time that a lot of that was because the shark wasn't working. But for whatever it was, for whatever reason, they couldn't show the shark as much as they wanted to, or as much as they say they wanted to. The idea that at some point a dock represents the shark. At some point, barrels represent the shark, but you don't get a great look at him. And that I always thought was artistic. Maybe it was more practical than artistic, but that was something that I brought to my film class, which is probably why I never went on with film anymore, because I was wrong about that. I think we were in college around this time, where my girlfriend, now my wife, my brother, and my friends, we went to Boston to the Wang Theater to see Jaws on the big screen for the first time. I'd never seen it on the big screen. I was not alive when it was out there the first time, and this was on a giant 60-foot screen. This is like this is a big theater where they have musicals and stuff, and concerts, and they did Jaws on the big screen, 60-foot widescreen. It was awesome. And I remember this guy came out, and he was like, it was like a local TV guy. And he's talking about Jaws, and everyone loves it. And of course, Jaws went on to spawn on many sequels. And when the moment he said that, the whole theater booed in unison. It was awesome, because it's like, these people are Jaws fans. They're not. And being a Jaws fan, you can't be a fan of the sequels. You just can't. It's not that I'm never going to watch them again, because I am, but you can't say, oh, Jaws is good. The Jaws movies. I don't even like thinking of it that way. Like, I could, you look at horror movies with a bunch of sequels. I can look at those that way, and see some good things in all of them. But Jaws is so higher regarded that the sequels, they just have to be erased from the world in my brain, if you know what I mean. And then in 2005, my best friend, again, he was at all these Jaws things that I talked about before, my brother and my best friend's daughter, we all left our car at Martha's Vineyard, or left our car wherever, Cape, I don't know, and took the ferry over to Martha's Vineyard, which I guess in the movie would be the ferry over to Amity Island. And we went to the first ever Jaws Fest. This was for the 30th anniversary. They were putting out the DVD. They did a Jaws Fest. I have to tell you, I don't know if there was a second annual one, but this was the first annual one, and we went, and they had Jaws museums, and look, we were underwhelmed and underprepared. We went with a tent, first of all, and like sleeping bags with no pillows. Like, we're idiots. Luckily, my friend rented a car. We thought we could walk everywhere. That was stupid. But there was some cool things. We saw some of the movie props. They had little museums. There was a guy riding his bike around, looked just like Quint. And then the big thing was, by the water, they put this big inflatable screen up, and we were able to watch Jaws on the big screen as a group, which was pretty cool. There was like speeches at the beginning. I think, I want to say somebody was there. Was it the deputy or Chrissy? Swimming. And Steven Spielberg gave a little speech at the beginning talking about, like, on video. He wasn't there in person. And that was really cool also. That was 15 years ago. I have to be honest with you. Before today, I am not sure the last time that I watched Jaws all the way through. I have to be I'm perfectly honest. And even today, I watched in 2 blocks, but I watched the whole thing. That has not happened in years. I mean, it could be this 2005 was the last time I actually sat down and watched the whole thing well, I guess I didn't do it in one sitting, but the whole thing in one day, like the whole thing. I didn't just turn it on. Oh, there's the last 5 minutes. I'll watch this. Oh, there's, because Jaws is one of those movies where you watch it, you'll see it on TNT all the time, and you catch it and you just start watching it. I do own it on DVD someplace, but I don't have a DVD player hooked up because it's 2020. I don't have, I don't have it on VHS. Why would I say that? Right now I'm watching it on HBO Max to be specific. Watched it on my laptop today. But hopefully I'll watch it on a TV soon enough. This is Jaws, baby. I'm excited, and I can't talk too much about it because, as I said, I have 30 more days of this. The same movie over and over again. And I don't want to, I don't want to, like, completely run out of things and shoot my shot now and say, oh, I got it. I got everything down. Because then, Jawgust 5th, I'll be like, you see that shark in the water? He was really cool. The way he jumped out of the water and bit that fisherman. I have thoughts on Quint I want to talk about. I have thoughts on just the pacing of the movie. I couldn't believe some of the like, wait, there's only this much time left. All this happens in this time. Just thoughts on the music, all these things. But we have a long month ahead of us. So I'm going to space this out. I can't talk about everything today. And I'm glad that I saved some of these things that I was thinking about. But luckily I'll be reminded when I watch the movie again tomorrow and again the next day, because it's Jawgust and we're watching a lot of Jaws. Now, I did want to talk about one thing I'd never noticed before, and that is when Mayor Vaughn drives the car over. Well, he's not even driving the car. I think it was the newspaper man played by Carl Gottlieb. When the mayor drives his car, or his driven onto the wharf, the raft, whatever the hell that thing is, that Brody's trying to get to the Boy Scouts. He's driving this nice caddy, and he opens the door, and on the side of the door it says Vaughn Realty. I never noticed that before, and it just, I don't know, it was like, well, he's also a realtor on this island, which means he has a lot of investments in the island doing well. And, like, it's not just about the businesses and about being a mayor. It's about his business as well of being a realtor. And it's never discussed. I never noticed anything about it. I don't even know. I read the book a long time ago. I'm not sure if it's in the book. I know there's a lot of stuff in the book that didn't make it to the movie and probably better off for it. But I just seen that sign of Vaughn Realty on the side of the door, just kind of, a little antenna went up like, oh, of course he another reason why this will, not just adversely affect his political standing, but adversely affect his pocketbook. And as you can see, a lot of these people on the island don't care about the safety of the people as much as they care about the safety of the business. I wonder how many of these people would wear a mask today. Okay. And with that, I would say that we are all done with Jawgust First. I want to thank my brother Sean for buying me a case of Narragansett beer, the official beer of Quint, the official beer of Geek Mentality and Jawgust. Now, until tomorrow, my friends, where we talk about, guess what? The same thing we talked about today, Jaws. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Geek Mentality. The website is fans.experts.com. Specifically, you will find these posts at fans.experts.com/Jawgust. If you talk about us on Facebook, on Twitter, anywhere, use the hashtag Jawgust, which is spelled exactly how you think it is, Jawgust. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you'll see it there as well, because I'm living the dream, baby. I'm living the dream of watching Jaws every friggin' day this month. That's because it's Jawgust. And I just have one other thing to say to you. If you've listened to my other podcast, you know what that is. And that is this. Here is my theme song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans not experts.